Hi guys, welcome to another episode here at Wristwatch Diaries where we talk about watches and watch related topics. So thank you for stopping by and let's talk about what I believe could be your next summer watch or your only watch in your collection. Now there are factors I always take into consideration before buying something I know I am going to invest some of my hard-earned money. So I figured for the purpose of this video, why don't I use what I like to call my take on my own 2024 summer watch. I want to remind you that before I even considered this to be my daily wear during those hot and sweaty summer days, there were few things that had to meet my standards. I also limited myself to a budget of $500 or less. I figured I wanted to find something that would not break the bank at a price point that can be attainable by anyone. Now, price has a lot to do with how I feel about a watch. There is nothing more satisfying and enjoyable in watch collecting than finding a great deal, or as I like to say, best value for money. I also look for specific characteristics in a summer watch, which we'll get to in a minute. Now you know that when it comes to watches that dominate the $500 price point or less, there are only few brands that come into mind. But in particular, one brand that truly does it very well and has grown significantly over the last few years. A brand that has great history but also large variety of models that you can choose from. And of course, I am talking about Seiko. Now, I must disclose this before we move on. I am a Seiko fan. I love the brand. I love what it can offer at such a desirable price. So when it came to finding a watch that I could wear every summer day, it was easy for me to turn over to the only brand I believe would fully fulfill and check all the boxes as my daily summer watch. Now I decided to purchase the Seiko SSK001 a few months before making this video, so I had a fair share of enjoyment wearing this model on my daily adventures exploring United States and Canada. As you know, the Seiko SSK001 is part of the Seiko 5 lineup, which has a huge selection of stainless steel sports models. Now, in order for a Seiko watch to be considered part of the Seiko 5 family, it has to meet the 5 key requirements. The watch has to have an automatic winding mechanism, it has to be water resistant, have a date display, a durable case, and a recessed crown at the 4 o'clock position according to Seiko. But for me, it's the second time zone that truly stands out about this watch. Being able to track time on the Pacific coast is a win for me. With constant travels between the United States and Canada, having this feature is a huge bonus. The friction fit 24-hour rotating bezel plays a huge part in this function. I don't know how Seiko did this, but somehow they managed to create a bezel insert with a light gray color between the 6 a.m. and the 1800 hour that sometimes depends on how the light hits it, has a clear or even chrome color to it. The watch also has a water resistance of 100 meters, which makes this a perfect daily wear. Now I would like to remind you that it is a push-pull crown and not a screw-down crown, which is enough for majority of your water sport activities, but I would not take it saturation diving as it is not a certified dive watch. Now I do have to mention that the Jubilee bracelet is a huge upgrade from the previous versions found on the Seiko SKX. The only regret I have about the bracelet is the clasp, but that can easily be upgraded with the aftermarket parts available online. But the caliber 4R34 beating at 21,600 vibrations per hour is where this watch shines. This is truly a reliable workhorse. Mine is currently beating at +7 -1 seconds per day, which is absolutely incredible for a watch at this price. I truly enjoy this model very much. It has become my gym and as well as my vacation watch. I sometimes feel guilty of how much wrist time it gets. I feel that my other watches have now become a museum collection for me to look at and write about. Seiko as a brand just continues to improve every year and makes it very difficult to look somewhere else at this price. And to be honest, some of my closest friends are also some of the biggest Seiko collectors I have ever met. This watch has brought nothing but joy and introduced me to people I have endless fun with talking about watches. I get to experience and wear some incredible timepieces, but sometimes it's the simple things that give me the most pleasure in life. Sometimes I don't need to spend a lot of money to be able to enjoy wearing a nice watch. I feel that in 2024, I have turned over a new leaf. And because of my Seiko SSK001, I am starting to appreciate more watches at this price point. Guys, thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.